Welcome back to the Valley of the Sun. The Arizona Cardinals lead the Dallas Cowboys 6-0. Pat Summerall with John Madden. The team's just beginning to come back on the field. Bright, sunny, and very warm. And let's have a look at the halftime statistics as the teams come back.
Yeah, I think the big thing that you see is that the Cardinals have really outgained, both rushing and passing. They've outgained the Cowboys, but they just haven't been able to get, other than those two field goals, they haven't been able to score. And neither team has really been successful on third down, and that's the thing. And they seem to be able to move the ball, and then the defenses tighten or the offenses tighten themselves, and they're not getting first downs.
The Cardinals have 15 first downs in the first half, but they can't get one. This is before the game. Deion Sanders just went down with a back spasm in the pregame warm-up. There he is going into the locker room after that spasm.
And then here's Alundis Bryce, who took his place, number 29. Larry Centers hits him on an interception play. They take him off, and so he was the backup or the second string corner, and now they're playing the rookie Wendell Davis out there. So I'm sure that the Cardinals went in, and that's the thing that they talked about the halftime. I would think that they would direct most of their passing to the left side.
Wouldn't you think so?
And the other thing is, if you look at those halftime stats, that the Cowboy defense has been out there a lot more. The Arizona offense has had a lot more plays. They had 38 plays, and the Cowboys had 26 plays. So that means that it seems like the Cowboy defense has been on the field a long time. And I had the feeling towards the end of the half that defense, and we know they had the injuries, but I had the feeling that they were starting to wear down.
Boomer Esiason did not have what you'd call a hot first half, but it was effective enough to get the Cardinals 2 field goals.
Well, the thing is he was 9 out of 11 right here in this 10-yard box. In other words, from the line of scrimmage to 10 yards deep. This is his hit chart here. The only ones that he missed, of course, being those two. And that's Boomer's game. I mean, that short type of game, and then get you to come up and then play in that 10-yard box, and then he goes after you deep, which he did a couple times, and one big one right at the end of the first half.
Which led to their second field goal. There's Chad Hennings. He spent a lot of time on the field, but
isn't that amazing, that left elbow, that he's going to have surgery on that elbow after the season. He can't move it down any more than you just saw there, and he can only move it up about 5 inches.
Kevin Butler, the kickoff sails down to Kevin Williams. And he's got some room. Got to beat Butler, and Butler took him out of bounds at midfield, or close to it. Kevin Butler, who kicked it off. Kevin Williams, who brought it back 39 yards.
And Kevin Butler had to make that play. Look, here's the wedge. The first thing you want to do is get into your wedge and then break there. Then now once you get out here, you get a good double team right there. Get the sideline. The only guy left is the kicker, Kevin Butler, and he should never make a play on you. But Kevin Butler did a good job.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't stand up. He didn't try and grab. He just went out and took his knees out from under him.
1st and 10 at midfield for Dallas. And Aikman back to throw. Drops it out to Emmitt Smith. Just got a yard.
See, if they're gonna play offense, they have to get some wide receivers open, and because that's not where Troy Aikman wanted to go. He was trying to go over here to Kevin Williams on the right side here, and the Cardinals had good coverage. So anytime you see him throw short like that to Emmitt Smith, he doesn't want to do that. That's a has to. That's a has to dump off.
Brings up 2nd and long. Aikman gives to Smith, and Smith is tackled for a loss. Behind the line by Eric Swan.
Yeah, we talked about the good players, Eric Swan being one of them. And again, if you're going to run, you have to stop this penetration. And Eric Swan not only gets into the backfield, not only gets penetration, but he gets about 5 yards of penetration.
beat Larry Allen.
I know, and that's just staying with the block. Larry Allen has the good fire out, but Eric Swan is darn near impossible to stay with him. He doesn't want you to stay with him.
3rd and 13, 3 wide receivers. Aikman into the pocket. That's Eric Bjornsson will not get the first down. Got about 8, a couple short. Tito Paul knocked him out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's frustrating with Troy Aikman is not having his tight end. That's the first one he threw to Eric Bjornsson, but I think that, you know, over the years, Jay Novacek has always been his security blanket and the guy that he would go to when he couldn't get to the outside guys, and he probably misses Jay Novacek as much as he misses anything on this team.
And Novacek would slip and slide in there for a first down on most occasions. Jet back to punt. High and hanging. Handle. Cowboys overran it. The first wave of coverage went by Randall Godfrey, which was Anthony Edwards who brought it back. Jim Swant's down again to help out and make the tackle. 6-0. Sellout crowd at Sun Devil Stadium for the Cardinals, leading the Cowboys 6-0. 1st and 10, Arizona at their own 16. Broke it for a second. Got good yardage.
You know, they're starting to get to that middle now. You're going to see McElroy here just get the blocks there. You see they get with their tackles. They knock down the linebacker, and the first guy there that could make a hit was Darren Woodson. Now watch what they do to Tony Casillas. They start off by doubling him. You see they get that double. You get that thing pushing back. Then you knock down the linebacker. Then the only guy left, or the first guy left, is the safety, and you've gained 8 or 9 yards.
2nd and 1. Esiason will throw. Chase and cut down by Tony Tolbert.
There's an amazing guy that he's even playing, Tony Tolbert. Hardly practices, has arthritis in both knees, but he can still do this. If you can get him flushed, he'll be out there. You see him out there, he's coming underneath, but he keeps fighting, and then right at the end, watch that dive that he makes that just gets the left ankle of Boomer Esiason. That's a heck of an effort.
He has almost no cartilage in either knee.
And watch that extension right there just to get that ankle.
There was a flag that was dropped back behind the line of scrimmage. They picked it up, and no violation. Now the Cowboys make their mass substitutions. Swans comes in. Harbor comes in.
Yeah, this is their nickel. Remember, it used to be 46 Bates, and now Bates isn't in there. It's Schwantz in there for Bates.
3 wide receivers for Arizona. Esiason was hurried by Hennings and had to get rid of it.
Yeah, see, that was a big play by Tony Tolbert because by getting that sack, then that put the Cardinals in 3rd and long, and they have a tough time getting a first down because remember, the 2nd down play where Tony Tolbert threw for a loss was like 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1, yeah.
So then Tony Tolbert, you know, created a long yardage situation, and then they could play nickel and just tee off on him.
So Jeff Fiegels will punt now for Arizona.
Punting out of the shade into the sun. Does that mean anything?
Kelvin Martin back deep. We'll see. He is looking right into the sun. Still got the ball. And he gets a return of 2 or 3 yards. That's a good kick and good coverage. Wesley Lisi down to make the stop. 6-0. Arizona lead.
Yeah, we were talking about looking up into the sun. Look what the punt returner has to do. He has his eyes down, and Kelvin Martin, then he looks up, and this is what he's looking into. And I'll tell you, that is tough.
You got to lose it when it comes down through that brightest light.
Yeah, and it comes out of the shade. I mean, the ball was punted out of the shade, so you watch it come out of the shade. Then when you look up, you're looking right up into the sun.
Here's Emmitt Smith. Got some room this time. And Emmitt gets near first down yardage. Stopped by Matt Darby.
Yeah, here's what the Cowboys' problem is, Pat. I think is just not being able to knit anything together. I mean, you see they have 8 plays, 28 yards and punt. Then they fumble. Then they have 6-3. And they have to punt. They can get plays, but they just can't knit them together to get in the end zone for a touchdown.
Emmitt got the first down. He gets the carry again. Can't get around the corner, and he's out of bounds after a yard by Enos Williams.
I tell you, this Cardinal defense is getting after him too. I mean, they're getting after him. They're controlling that offensive line. I mean, I think that you always think the Dallas offensive line controls, but right here, these guys today are controlling this line of scrimmage, and they're not allowing anything there. So they're making Emmitt Smith have to bounce out. You see the control? They have every gap along the way controlled. So Emmitt Smith had a bounce outside. Then he just ran right out of bounds.
That's their defense, control those gaps. Hickman. Irvin. Flag on the play. There's a penalty marker down as Irvin is down at the 2.
And Aeneas Williams was on him man-to-man, and Aeneas Williams fell down.
A flag back at the line of scrimmage.
Troy Aikman saw that, and he went right to him. That's the guy to go to. Your go-to guy when the defensive guy on him falls down.
Holding against Arizona.
But if you're going to see, here's Aeneas Williams out here. Here's Michael Irvin. Well, here, now the holding was right there on Aeneas Williams. And you see he went down to one knee, and as he went down to one knee, Michael Irvin ran right by him. Aeneas Williams was recovering. He didn't even see that pass. I'll tell you, Troy Aikman had good pass protection, and he did see it. That happens a lot in football, but the quarterback doesn't always see it.
3 tight ends, first and goal at the 1. Not in. Emmitt was down before that last surge. At about the half-yard line.
I think they'll keep Emmitt Smith in now. Remember the last short yardage, Pat, they had Sherman Williams in there, and I don't think they're going to do that anymore. I think that you keep Emmitt Smith in there, and you either hand him the ball or you fake to him. But I think on any short yardage or goal line, unless there's an injury, you don't have him out of there.
And I think you hand it to him again.
And that's probably what, with this guy right here leading, is probably what you do. Just follow him. That's where the ball's going.
He doesn't get in yet. Fighting and scrambling. He lost the ball on top of the pile.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
And the Cardinals have it. The referee has already signaled. Emmitt Smith is saying, I was just trying to get into the end zone.
And he wasn't. He was moving the ball, and they knocked the ball right out of his hands as he was doing that. He was trying to break the plane with the ball, and he put the ball out there to break the plane, and they knocked it out of there.
Emmitt is hot about this one. He was on top of the pile, trying to break that plane, as John said. Watch this.
We see he goes in, and the ball was loose. The ball started to come out, but here's where it's knocked out. He got it back, and he's trying to reach it to break the plane. And as he's doing that, it was Seth Joyner, I think. Seth Joyner, number 59, comes over, and as Emmitt Smith was trying to break the plane with it, Seth Joyner just knocked the ball right out of his hands. Now the key is, had the whistle blown before Seth Joyner did that? If the whistle didn't blow, then of course it's a Cardinals ball.
And they have it. It's the Cardinals ball. This is McElroy. Over the right side. Nothing doing. Listen for a whistle. I'm not sure.
Yeah, again, it's good defense anyway, because the Cardinals control the line of scrimmage. See, now do you hear a whistle?
I didn't.
But you didn't hear it when it blew either, no. So that doesn't mean anything. Because when the officials started to go like that, he was blowing the whistle, so you couldn't hear it. But again, Seth Joyner was the guy that knocked the ball out as Emmitt Smith was trying to make it cross the goal line.
And Darby made the recovery, and the Cardinals took over. Larry centers, picked up perhaps 3 to the left side. A little bit of room. Shante Carver.
And again, Emmitt Smith is still upset about that. You know, just fighting for the ball. Again, fighting for the touchdown, because he almost fumbled the ball first.
Yep.
Then he was just trying to stretch it, because it's where the ball is when your knee is down. So if the ball breaks the plane of the goal line, it's a touchdown. So he was figuring his knee wasn't down yet, and he was trying to stretch the ball to break the plane when Seth Joyner knocked it out.
It's miraculous that he got it back in the first place. Here's Boomer. Going deep. Flag on the play. Pass is incomplete, but a penalty marker down. Wendell Davis covering Rob Moore.
I think the Cardinals have found what they wanted. We've been talking about that they're going to throw the inside. They're going to throw their short, the check downs. Then when they go deep, they're going to work their left side and work against Wendell Davis. Here it is, Rob Moore against Wendell Davis. You see the hand there? Again, you can't touch him after 5 yards, and you can't touch him when the ball is in the air.
And here comes Deion Sanders.
Now this is interesting. I mean, just 5 minutes ago, Deion Sanders couldn't even walk, couldn't even stand up straight, but he knows and they know that they're behind. They need something. They're going to work in this area.
This is McElroy. Around the corner and up the sideline with McElroy. He lost the ball. Came loose from McElroy, and
still on the ground. Still on the ground.
Cowboys got it back. McElroy with a good run, good yardage, but a fumble at the end of it.
This is unbelievable. McElroy fumbles at the end. We just saw on the other end, Emmitt Smith fumbled at the end. The ball is knocked out of there. Deion Sanders' back is bothering so much he couldn't even bend over to get the ball. It was the third guy in. I think it was Darren Woodson. Who does come up with it, but he was the third guy in.
Look, he can't run.
Yeah, but he's on the other side of the field. He's just coming across the field. He can't run. He can't bend over to get the ball. He was first in, and then there was another one in, and then the third one in was Darren Woodson.
I think he made the recovery finally, Deion Sanders.
Deion did?
I think
and
so.
He was the fourth guy because he was first in. Darren Smith was second in. Darren Woodson was third in, and then maybe it went back to the first guy in.
It did. Cowboys take over, avoid disaster. And Aikman goes back to throw. Caught on a comeback by Michael Irvin. Let's go back and look at that last play again, the fumble recovery.
Again, I was saying, there's Deion. He's the first guy in there.
He can't.
And then the second guy is Darren Smith. He's gonna be right in there. Then it looked to me like Darren Woodson got it there, but maybe just before Darren Woodson got there, I think Deion Sanders did grab it.
Yes, he did. That'll loosen you up, and he still can't run.
And that's the only play that he's been in this whole game.
Second and 1. This is Emmitt Smith for the first down. Seth Joyner made a stop. There's Chad Hennings getting retaped on the sideline. They can't afford to get anybody else hurt, can they?
No, they don't have much of a middle. Of course, in the offseason they lost Russell Maryland. He went to the Oakland Raiders, and then Leon Lett was suspended for a year. And now they have Tony Casillas playing there with Chad Hennings.
Ray Childress backing up along with Herman McCormick.
And that's not a strong foursome there.
No. Emmitt Smith, no gain. Right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Pat, San Francisco trying to battle back against these tough Panthers. Up top, Young goes to Terry Kirby, 53 yards. That sets up a Jeff Wilkins field goal, 27-17. Panthers back to Pat and John.
6-0 at Sun Devil Stadium, the Cardinals. Now they're taping up Tony Tolbert.
Tony Tolbert, we talked about his bad knees. They're just working on one of his bad knees, but they're always doing that.
Flag on the play. Somebody jumped. Cardinals were faking a blitz or showing a blitz, and I'm not sure who jumped.
Sometimes a sense of urgency brings about sloppy play.
Yep.
I mean, I think the intensity here, I think everyone is trying. I think they know the consequences of this game. Vince Tobin knows if they don't win this one, they're probably out. Barry Switzer knows that he has to get his team doing some positive things. And you get the feeling that both these teams sometimes are trying too hard. Not that they're not trying.
Neutral zone infraction on the defense. 5-yard penalty, still second down.
Called against Arizona. 2nd and 5. Tony Tolbert. The knees, as John said a minute ago, both of them operated on in the off-season, and he's getting a massage. He wears a brace on both of them.
Walking on the telephone, sitting next to a garbage can. You can't beat that.
Doing a lot of things at once. 2nd and 5. That's Herschel Walker in motion. That's Michael Irvin, and he's going to score. Michael Irvin into the end zone. Touchdown, Dallas. From Aikman. From 50 yards out.
Listen to this crowd. I think there's as many Cowboy fans here today as there are Arizona Cardinal fans here.
I think you're right. They were all over the hotel we stayed in last night.
But like I said, if Michael Irvin is a playmaker, if his nickname is Playmaker, and he really is the playmaker, he has to make these kind of plays in these kind of games. And they haven't been doing that. Look at that. That's only the 5th touchdown that a Dallas Cowboy wide receiver has scored all year. And that's the 2nd lowest in the NFL. The only one that has fewer is Tampa Bay.
Bonio to put Dallas ahead. The extra point is good, and the Cowboys are up by 1. Washington lost earlier. Philadelphia lost on Thursday. The Cowboys could take over the NFC East.
Watch this. Here's Michael Irvin here. Here's Aeneas Williams here. Now, this is only a 10-yard pass, but the rest of it is Michael Irvin because Aeneas Williams misses a tackle. Brent Alexander comes in right there. That's just poor tackling. I mean, they have two guys. First of all, a guy might beat you, but you can't miss the tackle. And the guy that had to make that play was the free safety, Brent Alexander, and he just came across and missed the tackle. But Michael Irvin has had a big day with his rack running after the catch today.
6 catches. McElroy takes Bonio's kickoff. And they swarm on it finally. Herschel Walker. There's Irvin being massaged.
He has 6 catches, 168 yards. But look at this. 104 of it is a run after the catch. Good running by Michael Irvin and some poor tackling by the Cardinals.
Dallas 7, Arizona 6. 7-6 the Cowboys.
You know what that rock's called, Pat? That's called people rock.
It is?
You know, we've seen rocks where, you know, seal rock, bird rock.
That should be person rock.
Yeah, person.
Only one up there.
Person rock.
Here's McElroy. And he gets about 5 or 6. Play they ran so successfully a minute ago, and he fumbled at the end of it.
This has been a strange kind of game where, you know, McElroy makes a big run and he fumbles at the end of it, and just before that, Emmitt Smith had fumbled at the end of it. And
2nd and 6. McElroy got 4 in that first carry. Boomer Esiason looking over the defense. Childress is playing, and Esiason goes down. Lobs a hook shot to McElroy for a loss of yardage.
You know, it's interesting that Deion Sanders is back in there. Watch this pass rush here, but Deion Sanders is back in trying to play again. And if I were Boomer Esiason, I would look that way. Boomer Esiason gets the blitz by Darren Smith, and he tried to straight arm him. In fact, he does straight arm. Watch, he straight arms him with his right, and then just kind of hook shots that thing off with his left. I don't know that Darren Smith made him hook shot, made him do it, or if that was really a hook shot.
Deion Sanders, man-to-man, split wide to the left, the Cardinals left. See, Boomer looks that way. Deion trying to run with him. Man open.
I would throw on Deion. I would check him out. I mean, I think that, you know, they probably think that just by putting him out there, that they're not going to go to him. But I think if you would work that a little harder, Anthony Edwards is working him here, but I think if you worked him on an out or an in or something, I think there's no way that he can make any turn.
He does look as if he's loosened up a little bit. Earlier, he looked like he would never play again.
Well, part of that is, I would guess, a miracle of modern medicine.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's some. I mean, they have medical doctors down there to do things, and I'm sure there's something there.
Here's Boomer.
And they are working on Dion.
Incomplete. He's hopping around on one leg.
Because it is amazing. I mean, just a minute ago, he can hardly walk. He can hardly walk now. But here he is in tight coverage. I mean, he's up there man-to-man against Rob Moore. Rob Moore should just explode right through him. He gets a little push off him there, and the ball was thrown out of bounds, but Rob Moore didn't leave himself anything, and Dion didn't give him anything to that side.
He is still in pain, but playing. Handoff is to Centers, who breaks away from one tackler, but not all of them. A loss of a yard, brought down by Darren Smith and Tony Tolbert.
Darren Smith is starting to come up big now. He was a guy that blitzed and made Boomer throw that ball away earlier. He's a guy that made this play for no gain. He's a guy that can make plays. I mean, because he has good speed, and you know, so he's a good blitzer. He's a good cover guy. He's just a good, solid linebacker.
3rd and 10. 4 wide receivers set up. Boomer signals and drops back in the spread. He has time. Pass is high, coming right out of the sunlight. It's intended for Anderson. Incomplete, and the Cardinals will have to punt.
Yeah, he had that one. He threw that one high, and he had one over on this side that he threw out of bounds. But I think that was Rob Moore's fault. But there is some things there because they're getting pretty good pass protection now, and with this secondary, both injured and kind of a patchwork type of thing, the Cardinals can do something.
Jeff Eagles back to punt to Kelvin Martin. He'll look at that sun again. Lets the ball bounce. It takes a Cardinal bounce, and they're going to down it at the 4-yard line. Bounce sideways, and the Cardinals batted it backwards and downed it. Deep in their own territory, the Cowboys will take over. They lead by a point with 2:18 left to play in the 3rd quarter. Back at Sun Devil Stadium, look at this play by Bennett.
That is a heck of a play by knocking that ball out of the end zone before he puts his foot on the end zone line.
So the Cowboys take over 1st and 10 at their own 3.5.
Yeah, so that was really by Tommy Bennett there. That was really a 17-yard play.
2 tight ends. Here's Emmett Smith bouncing outside the 5. Jerry Drake up to make the stop. Number 76.
You know, the one thing that's interesting is this Cardinal defense is a gap control. You know, and the Cowboys are kind of blocking it like a man thing, and then they get on their man, they get them blocked, and then the defensive lineman escapes into the gap.
And this is something new for them this year. The Cardinals.
Yeah, that's Vince Tobin's defense, and
here's Aikman back in the end zone, just does get it out of there. Intended for Michael Irvin, but the Cardinals had the blitz coming, and Aikman's down in the end zone.
And that's the thing that Troy Aikman can do. I mean, he's you know so big and strong that he could throw the ball with a rush around him, and he just throws that. Now he wasn't able to step up, and he really took a hit by Seth Joyner after he threw the ball, or maybe as he was throwing the ball. But that's what he wants to do now, is get the ball to Michael Irvin, let Michael Irvin to break a tackle, and then that's the way the Cowboys are getting big plays in this game. But it's a little dangerous down here, especially on 3rd and long.
Yep. A minute 38 left in the 3rd quarter. They go 3 wide receivers. They're showing safety blitz this time.
They're going to blitz both those safeties.
He has good time. Gets it to Irvin. Juggles. Incomplete. Kevin Williams couldn't hang on.
Oh, and That's the danger of it. Troy Aikman knows that. Once he sees the blitz, he knows that out here he's going to have man-to-man. Now, anytime he gets man-to-man, he's automatically going to go to that outside receiver. He throws it a perfect pass to Kevin Williams. He just didn't have control of it. But that's the thing. When he sees those safeties coming up, then Troy Aikman knows that he's going to have man-to-man. He sees the corner off, and he knows right then he's going to go to Kevin Williams.
John Jett standing back right at the back of the end zone. He's got to be careful not to step on the end of the end zone. As it comes, Jett just does get it out. Anthony Edwards lets it go over his head, and the Cowboys down it way back at their own 38-yard line. A good kick by Jett, good coverage. And why he didn't field it, I don't know. Cardinals will take over. 1st and 10 next Sunday. The NFL on Fox brings you the 49ers at the Steelers. John Madden and I'll be there. The Saints, Giants, Packers, Lions, Rams, Falcons, Bucks, Vikings. Those last two teams, the Bucks, Vikings, both playing very well. These Cardinals go to, or the Redskins rather, come here in the late game next week.
Steelers won today. 49ers are in a heck of a fight with the Carolina Panthers for a lot of things.
Center. 2 or 3. Randall Godfrey stopped him.
Yeah, we look at the last series and we thought that they should have gone to work on Deion Sanders, and these are the last 3 plays.
He's looking better.
And he really did, but I don't think that they really ran any patterns on him. I mean, I think when you have someone like that, if he's having trouble, he's going to have trouble turning. So you have to make him turn by running ins on him.
2nd and 7. Centers moves in motion. The pitch is back to McElroy. And he is cut down by Broderick Thomas.
See, against
Deion Hennings. Excuse me.
No, I was just going to say, against Deion Sanders, you can never throw a fade or an up anyway. And the things that you can throw are ins and crosses, and so they have to make a move. He's standing out here right now. He doesn't even get in the huddle. I mean, he's just standing out here. He can't even straighten up. I mean, you watch him out here, he is really in pain. And so what I think the Cardinals should think, one, is to throw at him, but throw at him the patterns that you have to make him make moves.
Hennings had to go out after the last play, and Childress has replaced him. So it's Childress and Casillas in the middle of the Cowboy defense, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter. Now this is not staged or anything. This is happening live, and those are live guns.
Yeah, and these are live policemen up here, and this is the suspect down there. It was the guy that, remember when we looked at the rock and said it was a people rock?
Yeah.
That guy was sitting on the end of the rock. And now the police, that's the 2nd one that they've arrested down there.
And there's another one that had his hands up a minute ago. I don't know. 3rd and 6, we got all kind of things going on.
Well, we're just watching the game, and lo and behold, stuff's happening right outside.
Here's Boomer Esiason, gets it outside the centers. Centers to midfield, and a Cardinal 1st down. Shante Carver tripped him up finally.
Yeah, that Deion Sanders is wearing that thing around his neck, and we saw just before that, it says number 78 on there. He has Leon Lett's number on there, and he has Leon Lett's number on his wrist there, and I think that that'll probably bring a fine from the National Football League. I mean, that's not the thing. You know that you want to support your teammates and all that, but at some point you have to make an example too. I mean, this is a league where you don't do drugs and play in this league.
Leland McElroy stopped by Chad Hennings, who's back, along with Shante Carver. Shante, of course, played collegiately here.
And Shante was also one that had been suspended for drugs this year. I mean, at some point the Cowboys are going to have to look at that, and and then they can say, well, society and this and that, but at some point they seem to have more and more problems than anyone else.
Well, they do. And
if they're going to be a championship team on and off the field, that's going to have to be addressed.
Pass is complete to Cedric Smith, who picked up a couple of yards. They'll bring up 3rd and short, 3rd and about 2 or 3.
One thing about Boomer Esiason, he really spreads the ball around. I mean, he doesn't just lock into one guy. Remember all his great years at Cincinnati? he would throw to his left, he'd throw to his right, he'd throw to his wide receivers, his tight end, backs out of the backfield, put a guy in, a substitute, he'd throw to him. He always spread the ball around.
3rd and 3. Here's Boomer. Going deep, and he's got a man. That's going to be out of bounds. Rob Moore out of bounds. Let's have another look at the coverage.
Yeah, but Rob Moore, I think if you see him here, because he goes right by Deion Sanders. There's no one out there. Darren Woodson has to pick him up. He's behind Darren Woodson. Boomer Esiason throws the ball a little short, and he throws it out of bounds. But he was wide open.
Yes,
but Rob Moore, anytime you're running it up like that, you have to give your quarterback room. You have to be at least 5 yards from the sideline. You can't run right up against the sideline, because then he can't throw it over your outside shoulder.
Eagles punt. Heading toward the end zone. The Cardinals can't down it. It goes into the end zone. And they'll bring it back to the 20. We're in the 4th quarter with 12:57 left. And the Dallas Cowboys lead by a point. Cowboys 7. The Cardinals 6. 12:57 left to play. First down.
Yeah, that's that timing pass, that rhythm pass, and Michael Irvin just runs that slant from the left side. Usually he lines up at flanker, but he's been lining up at split end or X a lot today. You know, that's the side where he's up on the line of scrimmage. Again, Aeneas Williams is on him, but he just beat Aeneas Williams on that play right on the line of scrimmage, got inside him, and Troy Aikman hit him perfectly. They are throwing to their wide receivers today. 10 out of 16 for 210 yards.
Herschel Walker split wide to the left this time. And Aikman gets it out to Darryl Johnston. And it's incomplete. Got it on the bounce. The Moose did. Even here, you can hear the Moose.
Yeah, but I bet if you had roll call, whether you're a Cardinal fan or a Cowboy fan in this stadium, I bet you the Cowboys would have as many or more fans.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Did that hit the ground?
It did hit the ground, but he had control.
Yeah, I mean, that looked pretty good there in slow motion. I mean, Moose does a pretty good job. It's a poor throw by Troy Aikman. I don't know. I mean, I think you could stick a credit card underneath that ball.
Yours, maybe.
Because mine's skinny, you mean?
No, yours is thick. Emmitt Smith, the ball carrier.
Yeah, but if you could fit mine under there, then it was really a bad call.
3rd down is going to be about 6, 7 maybe. There's Joe Brodsky in the middle. Ernie Zampese to his right.
You know, Joe Brodsky has had a lot to say this week about the Leon Lett suspension and about the team, and you know, and he was saying it's true. You know, we've been family. We've been tighter, and we're not. I mean, the Cowboys are kind of running loose and running in too many different directions.
Aikman throws back to Emmitt Smith, and Emmitt does not get the first down. The Cardinals had everybody up in blitzing position.
Yeah, that's when you have to be able to throw the ball. I know that when you get on 3rd down, you have to be able to throw the ball. You see, there's the blitzers, but look at Eric Swan. I mean, there is a heck of a play. Did you see him? I mean, he's a nose tackle. He saw that run, and he just flattened out and went boom, right down the line of scrimmage.
Emmitt looks like he might be limping just a bit.
Well, that ankle, you know, he's always going to limp on that ankle. That ankle is not going to get better until the offseason. He has a full offseason. Maybe surgery, maybe not, but it's not going to get better at the end of this year.
Yep, back to punt. This is not his best. It's a sideways bounce. Out of bounds. The Cardinals will take over at their own 26. There's Emmitt Smith over on the sideline saying, yeah, maybe it bothers me a little bit, but I'll be back. The MetLife Blimp Snoopy 2 is providing a bird's eye view of the football game and what other action that's taking place around here, including a couple of drawn guns and arrests and handcuffs and all that going on.
That's why they call that Blimp Snoopy.
Yeah,
Scoopy hasn't missed a thing going on in or around this stadium.
Cardinals 1st and 10. Cowboys showing blitz. Somebody moved. Hervin McCormick, I think, jumped across, but if somebody pulled him, false start.
Prior to the snap,
Yep.
offense number 75, 5-yard penalty.
Maybe it was Shante
still first
Carter.
down.
But it was Lomas Brown.
Yeah, there was Lomas Brown moved. There's a detective right there, watching everything. Just watching everything, watching down there, watching stuff going on in the field. Watch Lomas Brown just jumped offside. Watching the rock, we're having a rest.
1st and 15, and Boomer goes on that quick count again. And the pass is picked off. Darren Woodson laterals to Deion Sanders, and that's the wrong guy to
Of all the guys to lateral to, could you believe that? I mean, Darren Woodson, he should have just gotten that ball when he intercepted and just kept it himself. Where in the heck that stuff came from? Here's Deion Sanders here. This is the type of thing that I thought they should have done, but you have to keep running the pattern.
Yep.
Darren Woodson just came in there. He had the inside or slant, and he just took it, Boomer Esiason threw it right to him.
You don't have time to think about who you give it to, but Sanders.
But Frank Sanders has to work. He has to keep working here. Here's Darren Woodson right here. Frank Sanders stopped working. I mean, he has to go. He's a big, strong guy. He has to go, boom, right now he has to get inside of Deion Sanders. He can't let Deion Sanders hold him off like that. Deion Sanders helped that interception that Darren Woodson got.
First down, Emmitt Smith. A yard down to the 20. The Cowboys leading 7-6. They're in Chris Boniol's field goal range already. 2nd and 6.
And Boomer Esiason is looking at that. He knows Darren Woodson is a safety who was sitting inside there, and probably knowing that Deion Sanders couldn't run with an in or a cross and was going to help him on it. But Deion held Sanders up long enough, and Sanders just waited there, and then Boomer shouldn't have thrown the ball either.
Sherman Williams is the deep back behind Aikman. And he gets the carry. Sherman stopped by Lassiter, but down across the 15 near a first down. It'll be 3rd and short.
What the Cowboys want to do is take some time off this clock. They want to get a first down here, take some time off this clock, score a touchdown. Kind of in that order.
3rd, about a yard. Clock running, 9:20 left to play.
This is where you would like to have Emmitt Smith in here, your short yardage runner.
2 tight ends. It's Sherman Williams. Daryl Jefferson gets the carry, and he got enough for the first down with the initial surge. He did get the first down. He was knocked backwards by Eric Hill, but he got the first down.
And Eric Hill's having a heck of a day today in there. He's taking care of that run. Moose Johnson is going to get right in here behind Nate Newton, but here's Eric Hill. He's going to hit it too because he's keying Moose Johnson. Eric Hill is keying Moose Johnson. So watch, when Moose moves, Eric Hill is going to move, and he's going to hit him right there. But Moose Johnston already had the first down, or they're measuring for it. It looked like he had the first down.
I may have been too early. He didn't
have the first down. Eric Hill won that battle then.
Let's see how the mark again.
This is the old left foot, right foot. You know, which foot's he going to put down? See, he just puts that foot down right there, and that's where the ball is. I mean, he runs 25 yards and puts his foot down, and that's it. If he would have just kind of wobbled a little more, it would have been a first down.
The initial surge looked as if the Moose had it, but the mark said he didn't.
And that was a big play by Eric Hill, because the Cowboys are going to have to get in field goal deal here. That doesn't mean they'll run a field goal. You know, they still could fake. This wouldn't be a bad situation to fake a field goal either.
Boniol back with Jet Holden. And Boniol is right down the middle.
And again, that tackle by Eric Hill was a 4-point tackle.
31-yard field goal by Chris Boniol, and the Cowboys lead 10-6.
There's just kind of been a lot of turnovers, a lot of funny things happen. I mean, here's Emmitt Smith trying to get the ball. The ball's knocked out. The Cardinals get the ball. McElroy's running. The ball's knocked out of his hand. Boomer Esiason looks, throws one right to Darren Woodson. The whole game has kind of been a heck of a lot of miscues on both sides, but I think played well and hard.
McElroy will start from about the 6-yard line and gets up to the 30. Right now for a McDonald's game break, let's return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
One of the reasons for Carolina's mastery over the 49ers, this combination here. Kerry Collins to Willie Green. Willie Green, 4 catches, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. It led to a field goal. They're winning it by 13. Let's take it back to Pat and John.
Back at Sun Devil Stadium. 10-6, Cowboys
on the
leading.
return team, number 52. 10-yard penalty, first down.
There was a flag on the kickoff returned by Wesley Lisi for holding, so the Cardinals will back up to the 20, and they'll start from there.
Yeah, we were showing all those miscues, and I'm sure that's what Vince Tobin thinking. Dallas 10 points have come off turnovers.
Here's Boomer to McElroy. And he gets a couple of yards. See what the Cardinals have done the last 5 times they've had the ball. Not too well. 2 interceptions, 3 punts. That won't win many.
Well, and they can get some things going. Again, it's just like, you know, the Cowboys having the same problem. It's just knitting those things together and keeping them going. I mean, they get, you know, they get a play and they get 8 or 9 yards, and then there'll be a penalty, or they'll get a sack or something like that they can't get into a rhythm and a sync.
2nd and 6. McElroy again. Stopped by Hennings. Tolbert.
Yeah, we were talking about Chad Hennings' elbow, and you see he has that brace on there, but he was showing, you know, he can't use that left arm at all. And you see the way it's bent there, it kind of stays bent that much. He can't straighten it out any more than that. And then lifting it up, he can only lift it up, I don't know, about 10 degrees or so.
Yeah.
So he's kind of a one-arm guy, just playing right-handed mostly.
4 wide receivers set up. 7:15, 7:14 now left. And Esiason waves. The Cowboys sneak up. And they can't get back. Flag on the play. Ball's loose, but the flag blew, the whistle blew before the play ever got underway.
Well, Boomer Esiason knew he had a free one then, because this is going to be against the Cowboys. That was a free play for the offense of the Cardinals. Hey, this is a tough day for the corners.
Smith.
No, this is
Defense,
Kevin.
number 96, 5-yard penalty.
He's asking for help.
Yeah. Here he is right here, and you'll just see what happens. He just goes to make a turn there and get a jam, and I don't know that anything happened there until right at the end when he made that twist and that turn inside. Remember, he had the Achilles surgery a year ago.
They go right to work. To Frank Sanders, incomplete. Wendell Davis and replace Kevin Smith. Deion Sanders playing with those back spasms on the other side. The rookie Wendell Davis is number 35.
One thing you have to say about the Cardinals, they're trying. I mean, they see it. They know there's a rookie out there. They know that someone gets hurt. Boomer's just a little short on some of these things because they have him. That one wasn't Frank Sanders. Frank Sanders had a step. Boomer just needed a little more oomph on that thing, and that would have been a completion because Wendell Davis was beaten.
Larry Centers, a flag on the play. Centers was down there for a gain of maybe 2 yards.
Chad Hennings knocked Larry Centers sideways. I mean, Chad Hennings is probably the strongest guy, you know, when you lift weights on this team. And he came in there and he hit Larry Centers and he knocked him back where he came from.
And that's all the way back to Texas.
We have a personal foul, illegal crackback on the offense, number 83. 15-yard penalty, still second down.
Illegal block by Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is a wide receiver. Now what you crack back, the wide receiver can come in and block, but he can't come in and block below the waist.
Right.
Or of course, we can't come in and block from behind either. That old deal, if you can read his name, you can't block him. And the other thing, if you block below the waist, that's an illegal crack. And you're going to see it right there.
Yeah.
See it? It's just below the waist. He came in and got Kevin Smith on that play.
Roger Harper. Kevin Smith just came back. And now Esiason steps up, comes out of the pocket. He might have been over the line of scrimmage. However, he's not. And the pass is complete to Frank Sanders all the way up to midfield and past that.
That's the old Boomer Esiason. Remember the Cincinnati Bengal Boomer Esiason.
34-yard gain.
The guy that gets in shotgun, a lot of no huddle, just steps up, starts to run, moves, buys a little time, and buys enough time against the zone to find Frank Sanders wide open. That'll happen against a zone. If you can move and disrupt their rhythm, you can find a big hole in the zone.
There at midfield. 6 minutes left. McElroy gets the carry, and he is cut down again right at the line of scrimmage by Darren Woodson this time.
There's Chad Hennings there. We saw him just a couple plays ago. Now, the one thing that these defensive linemen of the Cowboys do is they take themselves out. And we were talking to Chad yesterday that it's up to them. It's not a coach's thing. The coaches don't rotate the players. The players kind of rotate themselves. And of course, I would never I never did that when I coached. If I was a coach again, I wouldn't do it.
Childress took his place. The ball is batted away. Childress took Hennings' place. Boomer let it go, and one of the Cowboys deflected it. It might have been Childress.
Well, you know, Boomer does that a lot. He keeps that ball down, and then sometimes he doesn't get enough separation from his line, and that's exactly what it was there. That a big part of that was his fault. You have to get some separation from your line, and then you have to get the ball in a lane. You just can't throw it that low. You see, he had no separation, and it was Ray Childress that got his left hand up and knocked it down. Wonder what Ray Childress was doing like a week ago.
I don't know. Ranching.
Yeah, but I wonder what, he wasn't thinking about football or anything. He was on a ranch down there in Texas.
3rd and 10. Here's Boomer back to throw it. Has time. Batted down, incomplete. The coverage by Kevin Smith, and good coverage. Rob Moore, the intended receiver, and the Cardinals will have to punt.
This is what you have to do. If you're not going to get your bump, then you better just shadow the guy. And Kevin Smith is doing that. When he makes a move, you make a move. When his hands go up, your hands go up. That was excellent coverage there.
Mike Devlin, there's the coverage that John was talking about. Mike Devlin's an injured Cardinal. The center.
Mike Devlin, remember, he was the backup for years for the Buffalo Bills.
Behind Kent Hall. Five minutes, 12 seconds left to play. Dallas 10, Arizona 6.
It was his own man, his right guard, Anthony Redmond, that fell on his knee. And it seems every time, or most of the time, when you see an offensive lineman injured today in pass protection, it's usually his own guy rolling up on his leg.
Fiegels gets off a high, good kick. And the Cardinals are going to down it at about the 1-foot line.
No.
Now they say they'll bring it out. The momentum carried it into the end zone.
Oh, they're arguing about that. It looked like one official said there, and the other official started waving right there. That's the sign for touchback, 20-yard line.
They'll bring it to the 20.
Again, if he touches the ball and the ball is in the end zone, or he's in the end zone, yeah, see, his foot was right there in the line. That was a good call.
Tito Paul is number 27. This game's presented by authority of the National Football League, is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Arizona Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited. 10-6, the Cowboys lead it.
That's a Lundus Bryce there. Patty injured his knee. Remember when Larry Centers hit him down an interception play, and he was taking Deion Sanders' place.
That's him at Smith, who's hit at the line of scrimmage as he tried to cut to his right by Seth Joyner. And right now, let's again return to James Brown at our Fox Television Center.
Hey, Pat, rare footage. Steve Young back looking for Brent Jones. Instead, Chad Cota picks him off. First interception since October 20th. That's 146 passes. But it's been that kind of day as San Francisco trails by 13. Back to Pat and John.
And Dallas leading 10-6. Second and long. Aikman back to throw it. This is batted away by Bankston.
Yeah, Michael Bankston just got up the field, and Troy Aikman went to turn. Now watch Bankston. He's here. He just comes up the field on his pass rush. When Troy Aikman gets back here and turns this way, Bankston just gets between him and the receiver. Watch Bankston, 63. See him out here, get up the field. Then when Troy Aikman turns that way, there's Bankston between Troy Aikman and the guy he's going to throw it to.
It's third and long. Third and 9. 4:20 left to play.
Cowboys aren't very good this year in this situation.
Aikman whips it outside, and the pass is caught by Kevin Williams for a first down.
Yep, they were good in it in that situation.
Ronnie Bradford made the stop.
Here's Kevin Williams on this side. Now, he has to get up and pass the first down marker before he runs that out so that Troy Aikman could throw it where only he can catch it, but catch it for a first down.
Perfect pass. First down, Dallas at their own 31. And that's Emmitt Smith. And Emmett still scrambling up to about the 38-yard line, stopped by Enos Williams. Today's game is being produced by Bob Stenner, directed by Sandy Grossman. The associate director is Rich Russo. Broadcast associates Mike Roig and Fran Morrison. The studio is produced by Scott Ackerson and directed by Bob Levy. The executive producers of Fox Sports are Ed Gorin and David Hill, and our best wishes from all of us to Willie Yarbrough. Oh, Willie's listening.
Yeah, old Willie's going to have surgery on his leg in next week or so, and sure he'll be fine. He's missing us too, and we're missing him.
Second down. This is Emmitt Smith again. Chased around the corner to the 40, didn't get the first. Enos Williams again made the stop.
This is a big play right here. This third down play, because Arizona, if they can stop them, they're in a good situation because they really have 5 timeouts. I mean, they're going to get they have all 3 of theirs. They're going to get a 2-minute and a change of possession if they can stop them here. Now, of course, on the Cowboys side, if they can get a first down here, then that's going to change that whole time thing.
They're 4 out of 12 in these third down situations for the day. Aikman lets the clock run down as long as he can. And the handoff is to Emmitt Smith. I'm not sure he got it.
And this is going to be a big spot. Because if
2-minute warning.
Barry Switzer knows that, because if it's not a first down, I think he has to punt the ball here. If it is a first down, of course, then he can take the 2-minute warning and then force Arizona to start to use their timeouts. Don't move it. He's putting his hand on it so no one else can move it. That is a big spot.
Yep. Big first down. A big spot, as you said. And we have the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to go at Sun Devil Stadium. Dallas 10. The Arizona Cardinals 6. 2 minutes left. Dallas leading 10-6. Dallas points coming as the result of turnovers, all 10 of them. Arizona's 2 field goals. Took the opening kickoff and marched to one of them. First and 10 at their own 42. Big first down by Emmitt Smith. They give to Darrell Johnston. And the Cardinals are forced to take a timeout.
Yeah, and you know, again, that first down that we said was a big first down. Emmitt Smith had just got it. If we would mark the line, see, here's a line right here. This line here is where he has to get to for a first down. Now watch how close that is, and if he gets to that line. See, the line will come back here in a second. See the line just sitting there by itself? And right there is where they spot the ball. That's about as close as you can get.
And when he rolled on his back, that's when he got it.
Yep. And, you know, I mean, it's just that can be the difference in a game. Just the roll on the back, the getting the ball out there.
Not just in the game. Think about down the road.
Yeah, I mean, this if the Cowboys win, this is a big win for them because,
oh boy, is
you
it.
know, their closest competition, of course, was the Washington Redskins. They lost. The Philadelphia Eagles, they lost. The Cardinals, like Vince Tobin said, this is their playoff game. If they don't win this game today against the Cowboys, they're going to be out of it.
Cowboys have beaten the Cardinals 12 straight times. And Aikman's going to throw it to Irvin and get another first down. I think that surprised everybody.
Yeah, but that's Ernie Zampese because he knows that you have to take your timeouts in bunches. And once you take one, you can't let them get another first down. Okay, now Arizona took their timeouts. Now Ernie wants to get another first down. So he calls a pass to get the other first down. Now they can run the clock out.
And the clock goes. The Cardinals have 2 timeouts left, and Aikman again will take his time, get them set. This is Emmitt Smith for a couple.
Remember on Thursday, Thanksgiving, it was Emmitt Smith's big day. Well, today's Michael Irvin's big day. Look at this, 8 catches, 198 yards, a touchdown. And this is big, this run after the catch. I mean, he made him miss him. And of course, that's his season high, that 198 yards. But that's what the Cowboys over the years have been. And they have to get back to is some form of balance. And they really don't have it, but it has to be either Emmitt Smith has to do part of the running and Michael Irvin has to come up big in the pass receiving department.
Don't forget, following football, Home Alone 2, and then the X-Files after that, except on the West Coast, as we wind down in the Valley of the Sun.
Isn't this something, this country, that you can be out here today and it's 80, 85 degrees, maybe 90 degrees down there in the field, and then, you know, in the other end, and, you know, places like, you know, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia and New York, and back in the east it can be snowstorms, and Green Bay, you got your frozen tundra, and here you got this weather, and you're in the same country.
It's a great big country. There's Emmitt down to the 35, and the Cardinals. Lassiter makes the stop, and the Cardinals burn their last timeout.
Yeah, there's old Nate Newton getting up a little slow. It's been a tough job for that offensive line. The offensive line of the Cowboys that, you know, has been a plus for them over the years really didn't control this defensive line of the Cardinals.
No, they didn't.
The Cardinals, we talked about how they use a gap defense, and I would say that, you know, they're trying to control the gaps, not to control the men. And I think that the Cardinals probably won that battle, the battle of the line. And then it got to be turnovers and things like that. But I don't know that this offensive line of the Cowboys had a great day today. I mean, these guys on the Cardinals, they fought them.
But the W goes in the Cowboys column. The playoff picture now in the NFC, the division leaders will be Green Bay, the 49ers, depending upon what happens to them against Carolina and Dallas. And the other 3 would be the wild cards if the season finished today. That'll stop the clock.
And if the season finished today under that thing that we were just talking about, what would happen is the Green Bay Packers and the 49ers would get the bye. Dallas would host a wild card along with Carolina hosting a wild card.
Defense number 58, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Eric Hill jumped a little early. You never know, and this year it's been a hard year to figure.
Well, because there's no dominant team.
Right.
And, you know, you don't know. You say in the NFC who's the best team, and you can argue that all the time, and because the answer is there's no best team or no best team yet.
This quarterback sneaks. Should have enough for another first down, and that should do it. The Cowboys don't have any vacation left on their schedule. They got New England next week. And the Patriots are playing very well. And then they have that final regular season trip to Washington. Although Washington is so beat up.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the Cowboys are going to be in the playoffs, and I think the question is not are they going to be in the playoffs or make the playoffs, but can the Cowboys go all the way in the playoffs? I think that's a question for them.
Here comes a penalty flag flying. It's been a day's work for everybody who participated today. A tough day's work.
I was just going to say Arizona's still not out of it. I mean, you know, Vince Tobin was saying for all intent and purposes, you know, if they don't beat Dallas, they are. But because the Redskins lost today, too, the Cardinals would still be alive in this thing. But they, to be honest, aren't a playoff team if they can't win some games like this.
Michael Irvin had a big day. Scored the only touchdown. And made some key catches for first downs. As there'll be no more action. Dallas wins 10-6.